What's up, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Talks Football right here on YouTube. I am Daniel and we are back with another video. In this video we are going to be talking about Nottingham Forest and what's going on with them. We've got Charlie on the line, an absolutely massive Forest supporter, and we'll get straight on into it by asking you what's going on with Nottingham Forest.
Well, as you say, 4 points in, is it 8 games now?
Yeah.
It is very disappointing. We haven't picked up a point since Everton. We haven't picked up a point since August. Whole of September. Well, no one really played in September, but
Exactly.
what you have to look at now is the results where we've dropped points where we should have maybe taken the 3 or even 1 at most. It was Bournemouth, Fulham, and yeah, it's really disappointing at the moment. But I think the players, well, we brought in a brand new squad. There's only 2 players that started yesterday that were with us at the start of last year, McKenna and Johnson. And then also Cook, who came in January, and the rest of them have just came in over the summer.
Yeah.
And it's just really disappointing with the results. But they just need to gel. I think the World Cup will give us a bit of time, but yeah, I think they need to gel. We've got that home atmosphere. We've got Villa on Monday. I think Villa on Monday we need to take a point, or Cooper's gone. I think. I think man, he's a very cutthroat owner,
Yeah, he is.
and I think he'll be gone if we don't pick up at least a point at Villa. So yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I was obviously there on Monday when Leicester played Forest. I don't know if you can still hear it in my voice, but it has been a little bit shaky over the past few days. And I mean, you lot looked appalling, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I did want to touch on from that game, and we won't talk about it too much, but one thing I did want to touch on was the XG. You actually had a higher XG than us. I think ours was like 1.2 and yours was 1.3.
Yeah.
That shows that you're not that. If that shows that we're really bad, which to be honest could also be the case, or that you lot just aren't that bad. So it's a weird one. Is it the fact you just don't have a striker who can finish? Because I'm going to be honest, Awoniyi was absolutely shocking on Monday.
Awoniyi, I think the problem with him is he came to the Premier League and it's nothing like the Bundesliga.
No.
I'm quite an advocate about the Bundesliga not actually being that good of a league. It's
Look
a
at
bit of a
Werner.
farmers league. Yeah, Werner. I think it's a massive farmers league. Like obviously, like Haaland, he's not human. He needs to be
Exactly.
tested, mate. Yeah, like and obviously Lewandowski as well. He's not human. So there's 2 players out of the Bundesliga that have actually came out and done really well. But players that have gone into the Bundesliga that are doing well, like Sane and players like that, and
Yeah.
even like Musiala and that, they all
Musiala's
came
really
out.
good, yeah.
Yeah, they've all came out of the Bundesliga like really good, but like they come to the Premier League and it's a different story at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I think Bundesliga and Premier League are so like there's a massive gap between them. It's like coming from the Championship to the Premier League. Like I think what you need is about 15 games, and then you have to see if he's doing well or not. And then if he's not, we just have to get rid. 17.5 million was quite a massive risk to pay for him.
Yeah.
And but another thing is, we played 4 strikers as well, or 4 attackers on against Leicester, and we couldn't even score.
No.
But we do have some really good like playmakers, like Gibbs
do.
White, great playmaker. Lingard, I know he's not as good as he used to be, but he's a great playmaker. Even like O'Brien as a deep line playmaker, is that they've
Yeah.
got good playmakers. We just need people that can score, and I think that's what we need to look at in January if we do get rid of Awoniyi.
I mean,
Awoniyi.
yeah, I see your point with the playmakers. With
Yeah.
the strikers, Awoniyi looked like a good signing. He did very well at Union Berlin last season
Yeah.
in the Bundesliga. Again, Bundesliga tax possibly coming in there. But on Monday, he had 2 big chances. One of them he hit the post, and
Yeah.
then there was the one where Danny Ward was stuck in no man's land. Us as fans were going absolutely mental. And he wasn't coming, he wasn't going, he was just standing there. And Awoniyi still missed it. It went out to Johnson, he just miscontrolled the ball fully. It was appalling. You do have playmakers. Gibbs White's exceptional.
Yeah.
Lingard, I'm going to be honest, on Monday I forgot he was on the pitch apart from when he was doing the defensive work. Attacking wise, he didn't do much at all. O'Brien, if you were to go down, would be a quality player for that division and could still do it in this division. But with it being a case of bringing in all of these players, is it just that they haven't come together as a group yet?
Yeah, I also think Awoniyi scores when he doesn't mean to as well. So what he should have done is he should have just not looked at the goal, had a shot, and it would have gone in. That's what I've noticed. His first 2 goals at Forest have literally been like so lucky. Like obviously West Ham and West Ham and was it? I think it was Fulham. Yeah, but I think do you know what? They need to gel as a team. Awoniyi, he needs to either get scoring or get going. That's the problem, because he's not like he's holding up the play really well either.
No.
Is quick, but I think he's not Premier League standard at the moment. But that could all change. So
Is it time to give Dennis more of a go then?
yeah, we've obviously got Dennis and even Sam Surridge, but
Okay.
I think Dennis has proven himself in the Premier League. That's
He
the problem.
has,
And then we're not starting him. I know he had a bit of a knock before the international break, so he was doubtful for Leicester. I think he came on off the bench, and then
he did,
obviously Sam Surridge. I think he got put in first game of the Premier League against Newcastle, and hasn't been shown a bit of time ever since that. So yeah, I think maybe give Dennis a go up top. Johnson's a bit.
He
can be very.
has he?
He can be a hit or miss. Yeah, 2 goals obviously, penalty and a goal against Everton. So it's a hard one really, because we can't just go out and buy another striker and hope for the best. So I think we just need to try. We need to try different things. Maybe play a false 9 as well. So
fair enough. I mean, there's a couple of things to take from that. First of all, the transfer business in the summer, you didn't buy enough Premier League proven players. That was said at the time. There's one player that had previously played in the Premier League, unless I'm forgetting anyone. I guess Henderson as well. But one outfield player that had proven himself in the Premier League, and that's Dennis. You're buying a lot of players from the Bundesliga.
Lingard.
In Lingard as well, I guess, yeah. But from the Bundesliga, you're buying Niakate, Awoniyi, Richards, and there were quite a few from the Championship. Mangala as well, of course. And you didn't buy enough from the Premier League, and that was said at the time. And then the second point to come... Actually, no, I'll leave the second point for a second. Did you need to buy more Premier League players?
Well, obviously, with the Premier League players, like, we're looking at... I think what we were looking at this transfer window is looking at the future. If we're going to go out and buy Premier League players, you're looking at spending 25 to 30 million on each one.
You did that on Gibbs White, though.
Yeah, but we can't do that on every player. That's the problem. Like, we needed to bring in that maybe 15 to 20 players this year, because we did lose 26 last year. So I think we needed to bring in a lot of players, and we couldn't do that for every player. Obviously, we bought in Gibbs White for 42.5 million with add-ons, but I think it'll only stay about 25 million.
Yeah.
But obviously, you're looking at buying Lingard, you're looking at like wages are extortionate, but like even someone like centre half in like, I don't know, James Tarkowski on a free probably wouldn't have came to us. Yeah, but also Connor Cody on a loan. Yeah, or Willy Bolly as well. We've had on centre half.
Yeah.
I think he's an excellent player. Like when he played against Fulham, he was probably one of the only players that if he lost the ball, he would try and win it back. He wouldn't make someone else do it for him. So I think we should have maybe improved with like Premier League players, but then at the same time you're looking at buying like your 28 and above that won't help for the future. Might help us stay in the Premier League for 2 or 3 seasons. But I think I think like it's just, I don't know, like obviously Aurier as well, he played in the Premier League for a bit. So but,
was it just a case of it always going to be a lose-lose situation? Because you had to bring in so many players, they were never going to gel, but you still had to bring in those players. I mean, you know, you had so much ambition in the summer. You went for Dybala, for God's sake. You tried to get Paulo Dybala into Nottingham Forest. He went to Roma instead, obviously, and wasn't too interested because he wanted to stay in Italy. But you had the ambition. But was it a case of it was always going to be a lose-lose because either you didn't buy enough players and you went back down because you didn't have the quality, or you brought too many players, which you ended up going out to do, but then you'll go down because you haven't had time to gel?
So I think if we would have bought 6 or 7 players, we would have 100% be down right now. We would be 0 points. So I think bringing the players, if the risks don't work, then we have to try and bounce back next season. But do you know what? I could see it maybe game week 14 to 17, it could have a changing point.
It could start
halfway after the World Cup. I feel like there could be. Yeah, I think the World Cup could be key because we don't have many players going to the World Cup. We only have Johnson, Williams, Hennessy might go, and I think I can't think of anyone else that might go.
Johnson knows the club anyway, so you know there's not much going to change there. Speaking of Johnson, I was talking to someone the other day because we all know that Johnson signed that contract in the summer with a 17 million release clause.
Yeah.
You got the voice cracked. My voice is still absolutely gone from Monday. what could his next move be? You know, you're looking at Johnson. He hasn't particularly impressed in the Premier League.
No.
But if he were to get a move, what could Brennan Johnson's next move be?
His next move, I'm like more towards the fact like he might, even if we go down and he doesn't have a great season, people won't be paying that £17 million. I feel like he's shown what he can actually do in the Premier League, and it's not great. It's not worth 17 million. So maybe he won't. No one will go to him. But if I am looking at clubs, you're looking at like your Brentfords, your
That's what
maybe
I was gonna say.
Evertons, your
Leeds,
Your Palace.
that kind of level. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then the big question that's come from this past sort of week, you know, the pressure has started to relieve on Brendan Rodgers a little bit. Just a little bit. We're not stopping out with the Brendan Rodgers agenda on Daniel's Hawks football. But Steve Cooper. Are you Cooper in or Cooper out?
Cooper in. It's Cooper in. What's he done for this club in the last
Yeah, well, yeah.
12 months is exceptional. 23 years we haven't been in the Premier League, and he's managed to turn it all around in like 10 months in the Championship. And then obviously he's had to win again. Like we're not like 0 points in 8 games. We've got 4 points. Like is 17th about 8 points, 7 points,
Yeah,
isn't it?
something like that.
Yeah,
7,
so
8
like
points.
2 wins could easily get out of the relegation zone. 2 wins on the bounce. I know it's very hard in the Premier League, but we could still do it with Villa and Wolves coming up. Both teams aren't in great form. I feel like we give him till December, because if we bring in like obviously someone new, like they might have a few good games. What I noticed with a lot of new managers is they have a few really good games,
And
then they drop off. Yeah, like you Dean Smith, like last year at Norwich, like
Yeah.
he won his first 2 and then he dropped off. Steven Gerrard, he was playing well with managing Villa really well, and then he dropped off. Like Frank Lampard, he dropped off at the start. But you need to give Steve Cooper another maybe 5 to 10 games.
Okay.
See how well he actually is. And then if he's not great, because remember he is in a new league himself as well. Like
Yeah.
he needs to figure out the tactics in the Premier League. We tried to fall back against Leicester, and that was awful. So
It was, yeah.
I think they're not used to the fallback. That's the problem. And then
They need
he needs to try things.
with the
Yeah,
World Cup.
yeah,
Fair
100%.
enough. If he were to go then, if you were to lose the next 5, then I think you would probably agree that he would have to go, because, you know, you'd be on 4 points after 13 games.
He will.
That's
He
not
will.
good enough.
Yeah, and then after Wolves, it's Liverpool. Oh no, Brighton, then Liverpool. And obviously,
Okay.
Brighton are in exceptional form, so
Uh-huh.
it's
If
gonna.
he-
Yeah,
If
it's
he were
looking
to go,
bad.
if Steve
Yeah.
Cooper were to leave Nottingham Forest or be sacked from Forest, who could replace him?
So obviously, Sean Dyche, he is known for making teams survive in the Premier League, like Burnley, who really shouldn't be surviving in the
Yep.
Premier League all that long. And then you've also got Nuno from Wolves and Tottenham, who obviously at Tottenham he was awful.
He's in Saudi Arabia now, isn't he?
Yeah. I know Forest were linked with, there was talks with Rafa Benitez as well.
Yeah.
Nuno and Bruno Lage, but I don't think Bruno Lage will come. Bruno Lage is
It's an
he
interesting
just
one
left.
with him, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You've also got the man, Sam Allardyce.
Oh,
That's quite a big
the thing with
one.
Big Sam that now is
Yeah.
seeing he went down with West Brom. His whole thing of keeping every club up is now gone. So do you want to do you really want to do that? Probably
No,
not.
not really. But he's I think he's one of the favourites at the bookies
Is he?
at the moment
Okay,
for
interesting.
for next vice manager. Obviously Sean Dyche
Yeah.
is one of the favourites as well, and Sam Allardyce, and who else is there?
Nuno.
Nuno.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
I don't know.
If you're Marinakis,
Hmm.
who do you replace Steve Cooper with at Nottingham Forest?
Well, it'll probably be Rafa Benitez. That's the thing, because like obviously he has won the Champions League with Liverpool, but he's not. I don't think he's a great manager. Obviously, he took Newcastle down a few years ago. He
Yeah.
brought them back up, but the thing is, I just don't want Cooper to go. I don't know who's going to actually replace Cooper. That's the thing.
Fair enough.
There's no one that can fit in that spot that can replace him. That will do a better job, in my opinion. I don't think anyone with those set of players who have just came in, who haven't really got the team chemistry, can like actually
Yeah.
fit together and a manager can go out and win them games. I think it's all about letting players gel, letting them know how each other play, and then
Moving from
go
there.
from there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We've obviously spoken about transfers quite a lot with your mad summer. There's a video up on the channel with you rating all 21 Nottingham Forest transfers. It's gone to 23 since then. What does January look like for Forest? Is it one where you're looking to sell players? Because I presume
Yeah.
you're bringing all these players and you're going to have to sell if you want to buy.
Yeah.
And are you still looking to add more? Because for me that seems absolutely stupid. But we know what Marinakis is like.
Obviously, you have to offload some players. One that I'll just get. I think Omar Richards will go in January. He'll be offloaded because obviously we've got Toffolo and Lodi.
Lodi, yeah.
I can see Lodi being recalled as well if he's not.
So then maybe Richards.
Yeah.
Would. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's a
left back to go then. Yeah.
Yeah, I could even. Do you know what? I could see Lingard going to maybe MLS or even West Ham,
Turkey.
yeah, or even like I don't. China's just gone now, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
China. MLS or Saudi Arabia are the new China, aren't they?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia are the new China. But I feel like we need to get rid of some really high wage players.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lingard might go, and even someone like Surridge, Taylor.
Taylor has
players
to go.
players that aren't starting whatsoever, who aren't even getting a sniff, not even getting on the bench, should be gone by January.
Should be offloaded. And then incomings, I hate saying this because I've got a video that will be coming out on the channel soon. I've got the script written of one transfer your club needs. And I can scroll down the list now. And when it comes to Nottingham Forest, I've literally got no one. You know, they signed 23 players this summer. They can't be bringing in anyone else. Who, it seems so stupid to say, but who would you bring in?
Haaland.
What positions would you target realistically as a club that does have a chance of going down to the Championship?
Well, Haaland.
Besides Erling Haaland. Don't say Mbappe.
It's a hard one because there's no real strikers at the moment in the Championship that are really setting the world on fire. Like obviously last year you had like Brereton, Mitrovic, even Johnson. No one's really setting the world on fire in the Championship this year.
You could take a punt on Brereton to come back to Forest.
No, he won't come back.
Before.
No, everyone hates him at Forest now.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, you could. Lucas. Oh no, he's a bit Reading striker.
Lucas João, yeah.
Yeah, even like someone like Timu Puki might actually be a great signing for
Out
us.
of contract in the summer.
Yeah, like he would be great. Or like even Premier League, you're looking at someone like. I don't know. It's a hard one because there's no one really setting the world on fire who's like up and coming.
No.
Or even like Danny Welbeck. Like obviously
he's playing at Brighton now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having all that season at Brighton.
I mean, there are strikers out there. Villa, Danny Ings isn't playing loads, is he? Could you try and get him on a 6-month loan, possibly?
I don't think they'll give it to us.
There are strikers in that mid-table region though that aren't playing. I also look at I'm not even sure he's not playing nowadays. Palace have quite a few strikers and none of them are setting the world on fire. I'm sure a 15 million bid for one of Mateta or Edouard could possibly get that over the line. Could you maybe get Morales in from Rangers in Scotland?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
A striker is the main one then to bring in.
Yeah, I feel like... Do you know what? I feel like we missed out on Mupé as well, obviously.
Yeah.
He wasn't brilliant at Brighton, but obviously had the Premier League experience. The way that Brighton played, they didn't really look for goals. They had a really low XG every game.
Well, I know they had a high XG. They just
high XG, no goals. Yeah, they just couldn't score, and it was. Do you know what? I feel like Mupé would have been a great signing in the summer instead of maybe Taiwo or Dennis. Because
the thing is, you bought in Taiwo very early on.
Early, yeah.
Later one.
Yeah, I feel like Taiwo was being looked at by a load of clubs. That's why Forest pounced on the opportunity. We panicked a bit in the summer transfer window as well.
Let's not forget you were supposed to get Batshuayi. You wanted Batshuayi and you were supposed to get that. So you clearly do want another striker because that's supposed to happen on deadline day. I'm sure there's strikers around the Prem you could go and get. If Potter doesn't start giving Broker game time, which I think he will, but if he doesn't, there's possibly an option there.
Yeah.
There are options.
Man United don't really have any strikers. Ronaldo?
To be fair, he's on the bench, isn't he? No, but the final question I do need to ask you, are Nottingham Forest going to stay in the Premier League this year?
Yeah, obviously.
Go on, give me some more.
So, yeah, give the players 5 or 10 games more. Under Cooper, get the tactics right. We'll start picking up some good points. Obviously, we've got Villa, Wolves next, then Brighton, then Liverpool. So, we want to be looking at maybe minimum 2 points from Villa, Wolves. So, I want to be looking for either 2 draws or a win and a loss or a win and a draw. Something like that. And then going into Brighton, obviously they're playing insane at the moment. So,
yeah, I mean, then as well, new manager bounce possibly under De Zerbi.
Yeah, that is true. And do you know what? Liverpool, I think we need to give Cooper till the end of November, before the World Cup. If he's got nowhere, get a new manager in, World Cup, get all the players like learning off that manager while the World Cup's in play and no one's really in the World Cup for Forest, and then after the World Cup, Man United, Boxing Day, come back strong and hopefully stay up, obviously, and pick some good points up. But I'm really struggling to see who's going down this year because...
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it?
That's it. I can't see Wolves or Palace going down, and they're down there. Can't see Leicester going down. Fulham are having a great season. Bournemouth are picking up decent points, obviously.
I think, even though Bournemouth are kind of doing well, they don't even have a manager yet.
Yeah, that is true.
I am convinced Bournemouth will go down. That's still happening.
Who did they play on Saturday? I'm trying to think.
I can find out for you if you give me 2 seconds.
I can't remember who they played Saturday.
I can find out for you. Saturday, Bournemouth played Brentford. 0-0 draw.
No. Yeah, that's a great result for them. So that's what Forest need. We just need some good results against Brentford and teams like that, just to maybe push up the points down. But I can't see even Southampton. They've had a really good start to the year, and they've got enough points on the board now where they can just
as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
This relegation battle is going to be incredible this year, and I can't wait for it. Because obviously Forest are going to be down there, Bournemouth are going to be down there. I don't know. Leicester's a bit on the.
No one's got any ideas what's going on with us, mate. We're all over the place.
Like your first 3 goals, that first Maddison goal, very lucky.
Yeah, 100%.
Harvey Barnes goal, it was just a great finish. Yeah. So was the free kick. Like that, they won't come around every game. So that's what I'm thinking.
And then as well for the Daka one, Henderson should have saved that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
It was a lovely flick, but
Henderson is a great keeper, but he gets really, really annoyed at his defence because they are awful.
Jordan Pickford
we are playing a Championship defence in a Premier League division where basically the Championship and Premier League are such a years apart now. It's absolutely crazy, and we need Niakate back, and even playing Bolly and Niakate, those 2 centre halves. But Cooper just won't do it because I think he's got loyalty with Cook, Worrell, McKenna. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I feel that's going to be the problem this year.
Fair enough, boss. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. There is the lowdown on Nottingham Forest. Before you click off the video, make sure to like the video, subscribe down below, drop a comment. What do you think of what Charlie said, and do you think that Forest will stay up? Go and follow the Instagram, Daniel Talks Football. Go and follow the TikTok, Daniel Talks Football. First TikTok finally uploaded. And yeah, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. See ya!